Yeah.
Creepy experience. One time I booked a walk at like literally 10 AM and I put the address in my maps, click on my way and leave. I get there and realize it's an abandoned building and no one was around, and I was like, what in the world? I call and text the owner, but the number apparently is out of service. I park my car because I felt safe with no one around me, and I try to cancel the walk. I kid you not, a minute later a car pulls up right next to me, and within thinking I go in reverse and speed out of there. I couldn't cancel the walk because there was no option to, so I just put walk completed and say why I shortened the walk and then texted support. 2 days later they replied and I gave up. I put that I would never walk that dog again. Got attacked on a walk the other day. I was walking a pup and 30 or so minutes in, we passed a house. A man was out on his back porch and a young boy was with him, who I assume was his son, when all of a sudden a dog came running out of the house and towards us. I didn't think to run away as I thought the dog wanted to sniff the dog I was walking. The dog came right to me without even looking at the pup I was walking and jumped and grabbed my arm. I was able to get it out of his mouth, but he tore my skin. That dog kept trying to charge at me and the man and child weren't stopping him, so I ran with my dog back to the owner's home and my boyfriend who was with me contacted the police. They asked me questions, looked at the wound, and immediately called an ambulance to transport me to the ER. I received 14 stitches. Sue that owner for medical bills and for lost wages / emotional trauma. That is BS. Bruh, I don't wanna walk these dogs again. This is me venting at 2 AM. Since I've started WAG I've walked these 2 border collies. It's always a horrible experience. They jump, scratch and bite at my clothes. The boy bolts on the lead whenever he sees a critter. This one time, when I had them in the backyard, he caught a squirrel. That was a whole nother ordeal. The girl on the other hand, she pulls constantly. Like nothing deters her. She just wants to run aimlessly. She completely blind that she's on a leash. Today kinda was a breaking point for me though. It started out usual. I opened the front door and bolt through the whole house to let them out back. Yes, I have run, or they'll tear me up. Not aggressive mind you, out of pure excitement. I go out back with them and battle to put their shitty collars on. They only wear regular collars when I walk them. I have told their owner countless times to buy them harnesses or like gentle leaders something, but they still have the collars. I take them out through the backyard fence. It's the chain link situation and I gotta hold them back or they'll squeeze us through, hurting themselves and me. But today it didn't work out as planned. They bolted through. In an effort to catch myself, I scratched my hand on the rusty ass fence. Thank my mama I got vaccinated, good lord. It wasn't bleeding too bad, so I shrugged it off, wanting to finish the walk. About 10 minutes and the boy sees a bunny, he bolts. I braced myself, but this time the girl decided she wanted to pull in the same direction the boy was going, into thick trees and underbush. Boy, when I tell you I was almost dragged, like the only reason I wasn't was my legs were in many thorns, leaves, and branches. I was stuck in place. I cut my legs up pretty bad. You are going to end up with an injury and then you will be walking no one's dogs. It's not worth it. You have a heart of gold though. If you decide to stick it out, you might want to just purchase harnesses on your own as a kind of investment. The dogs will still be a challenge, but your life will be easier. Let us know what you decide. Good luck. I have told their owner many times and have recommended proper leashes, but they still haven't made the change. I should have invested in getting the collars new leads long ago. I know regular collars are so not for them, but one could agree the owner should do it, you know? Lol.
No, I hate it.
Owner called and complained on me. Just got a call from WAG. I had this walk that I accepted last minute and was already on that side of town and was there in 10 minutes. Apartment was very hard to get to. I get to the apartment and the pup is quarantined to this tiny kitchen with a gate and 2 chairs pushed up against it. Dog pees twice on the floor as soon as I let him out. Instructions say to let him out on the patio first and then feed him and then walk. I let him out on the patio and apparently I didn't lock the patio door. This is unlike me because I'm very weird about locks. Honestly don't remember, because I had 4 walks today and can't say with 100% certainty. Wag calls and he says the owner wants to know why you didn't lock it. I say that I thought I locked it and the patio is fenced and so nobody can get to it. He just repeats himself. I said, there is no why. I thought I locked it and I apologize. He then tells me the owner is going to be contacting me to ask me why the door was unlocked. Honestly don't see how this is okay. How is it okay for Wag to give my information to this owner, to skin me alive for an honest mistake? Unacceptable behavior from Wag. Tell the owner you locked it anyway. Don't fess up if they're being in a hole about it.
We all make mistakes.
He started peeing everywhere, so I walk in the apartment and he's in a kennel. He's very excited. I grab his harness and leash ready to put it on him as soon as he's out of the cage. He comes out to greet me, very sweet boy. As I'm going to put on his leash however he starts peeing out a big puddle on the carpet and then he runs to the front door and pees again. I clean both up and text the owner. I'm super embarrassed and I feel so bad. It was these people's first Wag walk. In my 50 walks for Wag I've never had a dog pee or poop inside the house. It didn't even cross my mind that it could happen. His pee didn't leave marks in the carpet, so that's cool. If I didn't tell the owner they wouldn't have known he even peed. And it seems it wasn't the first time he's peed inside anyways. I found 4 dark pee spots in the living room area alone. Just sucks. The owner was nice, but I'm expecting my first rating under 5 stars. I wish the owner would have warned me. He has a history of peeing inside, and it might have been avoided. It could always be worse though. He could have had a diarrhea attack instead. Have you guys ever experienced a dog pooping or peeing inside? I do deserve the review. If I get one though, don't get me wrong. End of the day he peed on their carpet. Not what they paid. I just had one pee a huge puddle on the hardwood floors and there were exactly 3 paper towels left on the roll and I couldn't find any more. I had to use toilet paper so of course my hands had pee all over them. Ugh. Worse yet, the dog was super nervous and I gave him plenty of time to warm up to me, but he was growling and had his tail between his legs. When I thought he'd be cool enough for me to leash him, he tried to bite me very aggressively. I texted the owner and I tried everything she suggested including a hot dog from the fridge. Nothing worked, so after 30 minutes of trying, I locked up and left and apologized profusely to the owner. I'm thinking my first 1-star review is coming in on this one. Ugh.
It was really funny.
Had the best walk today. Sarcasm. Don't get me wrong. I love animals and messes are to be expected when working with them, but this walk was just laughably disgusting today. I walk into their den, and there's just piss and everywhere. The pups had been thoroughly stepping in their mess, and were tracking it throughout the den prior to my arrival. When I came inside, they were beyond excited and tried to jump on me, covering my clothes in dog. I felt extremely bad for the pups, because it was clear they hadn't been outside all day, but it felt like a scene straight out of Beethoven. Gatlock. Dang. You are a trooper. Pooper trooper. Yikes, that seriously sucks. Did it seem like neglect or just a bad day with dogs who couldn't quite hold it? I've actually met the owners. They're very sweet and actually rescued both pups. One was found abandoned in the trash having a seizure and the other thrown in a pool hoping it would drown. The owners just work long hours, so the pups don't always get the proper time they need. It's not necessarily okay, but I can also empathize.
Oh really? That's
First time ever almost getting bitten. The note said the dog isn't exactly chill with strangers, so the owner is aware. I just wonder why she wouldn't set the dog up with one regular walker to get comfortable with, since she doesn't like strangers. There were even 1 or 2 other walkers who had to cancel because they had the same difficulty I had. I finally got in contact with support after 10 to 15 minutes. No word from the owner. They're having me wait around so they can try to get a hold of the owner 30 minutes after the walk was supposed to start, and I still haven't heard from the owner. Neither has support, and they still won't cancel the walk, even though I explained to them that I can't even enter the residence safely without risking being bitten by a large, freaked out dog. I've been walking for Wag for almost 2 years and have only had one other dog not warm up to me. I've been a dog walker longer than that, and in all that time I have never even been close to almost getting bit. So this is really strange. First time using WAG for my own dog. Anyone else done this? I'm excited to be on the other side, lol. This was me weeks ago. Had been a walker, then decided to try using the service as an owner. If you are a walker who really cares, doing detailed report cards, videos, nice pictures, etc, just going the extra mile, leave your expectations low. There have been 2 walkers out of about 12 that have walked my dog who I felt were up the standard that I usually set for myself as a walker. It will disappointing if you're expecting what you usually provide. We've had 2 bad experiences, reported one and blocked the other. Overall it's a great service, even for walkers, and I love using it in a pinch when my fiancé and I are working long hours. Enjoy. What was your favorite? Had an experience? Leave a comment, like and subscribe if you enjoyed or